Oh my goodness. Good afternoon. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't you know that the frog in your throat comes right as you're trying to start a live video? So, good afternoon. Welcome to Facebook Live. I am Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and always looking forward to being with you here on Facebook Live. So, I will apparently I have to get it together when it comes to talking today too, so this should be a fun video. I will be showing you some happy mail, and we've got a project using the Courage and Faith stamp set, and it's always fun to see how you compare stamp sets with different products. So I'm going to show you a fun fold that you can do pretty easily there. And welcome Kathy and Jean and Diana and Carol. Welcome everyone who's coming in here today. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun here, even as my stand wants to be wonky. So see if we can fix that. All right, so back to Facebook Lives regularly. So I'm actually going to go ahead and tell you I will be live again on Friday, and I think it's 10 a.m. that I'm planning to do a Facebook Live here, so I forgot to look up what it was, but I'm going to call it Fun Fold Friday, and I'm going to show you how to do a fun fold, and then we're going to have a challenge related to it, and you can win prizes, so it's going to be super fun. So look for that on Friday here on this page. So I'm pretty sure I decided on 10 a.m., but I'll post and let you guys know for sure the time. All right, so I'm going to start with Happy Mail. So that's what I call it when you guys send me cards, because it makes me happy to see that you're creating and to see how you're using our products. And so I like to show off your work. So that's what I'm going to do today. So the first one comes from Barb Harmon, who lives in Florida, using that daisy set and the Fresh as a Daisy paper. Oh, this is a fun fold. This is that book binding card, I think is what they call it. So a very fun paper, pairing the crushed curry with the garden green. So fun color combination. Becky Nichols from Washington. And also using that daisy paper. Wowzers, what is up with my camera? I don't know why. Bear with me just a second. Let's see if I can tighten this for a hot minute. See if we can get that to stay where it's supposed to. Pretty soon you'll be looking at the table when I'm trying to show cards up in the air. All right, so another one using that same daisy paper says thinking of you there with a fun label. And I love how she has chosen to pair it with Lemon Lolly. So you really have a lot of options with the daisy paper. So the daisy paper actually coordinates with all of the new in colors, as well as some other new colors. So that's really fun. New and returning colors. Okay, the next one is from Candace Regensburg from Hawaii. And let's see here. It says, "You're the best." I like how she's used the little embossing right there with the leaves on the inside as well. I love that tie-in. That's so cool. And the back of on her envelope, she's got it here and then also on the front, because she used a plastic sleeve to mail her card. So that's why the envelope doesn't have any writing on it. So that's a fun way to really coordinate your card as well. Okay, the next one comes from Kathy Murphy in Illinois. This was actually addressed to Josh and I, but after I showed it to Josh, I had to bring it here to show you guys because it's a beautiful card. So we've got this embossed wedding cake here on the front. And then on the inside, the verse says, "May the God of love be the heart of your marriage, the light of your home, and the ever-present partner in your life together." I just think that's a beautiful sentiment for a wedding card that I have to keep lowering. Do you know those, have you ever seen that party trick where like you can walk and as you bend your knees, you make it look like you're going down a staircase? That's what my phone is doing. It's just gradually going down. Oh, it makes me laugh. All right, the last one is from Linda Burcham. She's a local crafting customer of mine. It says, "You're sweet." Oh, and then it's got her note on the inside. But I love that. See, sometimes, you guys, the designer series paper really does a lot of the work for you. So we're going to see how you can really feature designer series paper in some of your projects here today. I'm going to show you that as well. But I like the way that's done. And look at on the back, she did handmade with love. So fun way to let people know that you actually made that card, not some other Hallmark or somebody. All right, let me set these aside. Since my phone apparently wants to go down, we're just gonna let it. So, oh, but it only wants to go that far. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is amazing. So I think my phone holder is still on vacation. So, all right. So I am going to be using, let's see if I can move this where it goes. Okay. I'm going to be using the Courage and Faith set. So this is, as you can see the little symbol down here, this is made by a $1 million demonstrator. And she has put the 4 different verses in here and some greenery and pieces. So I'm going to use this and make a card today. And I'm going to pair it with the lovely, wait, what is this? Lasting Label Punch. So I'm looking on the back because I always take a Sharpie and write on the back of my punches what they're called, so that way I remember the names. So these two pair really nicely together because you can take your punch shape and you can use it this way for Be of Good Courage, which is what we're going to do today, but you can also turn it and use it for some of these taller stamps. So it makes a really great combination, even though it's not actually a bundle in the catalog. We can just make our own bundles. Okay, so the card we're going to make here today, I'm going to use boho blue, and we'll have some white, and then we're going to have some paper. So set this aside and grab a trimmer. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my boho blue, and I'm going to cut it in half at 4 1/4. So we're making our card base the long way. So there we go. We'll set the other one aside because now we've got another one that we can use for a different card. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to turn and I'm going to cut off 2 3/4 inches. So 2 3/4 inches is what we're going to cut off here. Then I'm just going to keep sliding it in. And I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. And I love that with the trimmer, you can just keep moving things through and you've got both tools here to use. Just be careful that you don't mix up the two. I thought I was scoring and I accidentally cut and, you know, vice versa. It's not so bad if you accidentally score when you meant to cut, but it's not so fun when you cut when you meant to score. So just be mindful of the 2 different ones here. So, okay. So I'll take this and set this aside for right now. So we're going to take our card base here, and I'm going to start by putting my designer series paper here on this panel. Now I actually already had these scraps cut because I'm making this design for one of the In Color Club packets, so I already had the DSP cut. Normally I would cut it here on Facebook Live, but you need 2 pieces of DSP, and we are doing 2 1/2 by 4. So 2 1/2 by 4. Now, because of how we're going to design the card, you do want 1 vertical and 1 horizontal if your paper is directional. Okay, so we're going to use this one here, horizontal, and then this one, because of the way the flowers go, it'll go, I'm sorry, this is vertical, this is horizontal. This paper comes from the Countryside Inn designer series paper, and it is full of all sorts of blues. So we'll stick this on here. Okay. And then we're going to take that piece of cardstock that we cut off, and we're going to tape down the other piece of DSP. So we'll stick that here. So I do like in this design to have one that's kind of lighter and one that's darker. So that is always kind of a nice combination here. These were not, if you notice, these were not front and back of the same piece of paper. So I've really mixed and matched across the different designs in this set. Okay, so we'll set that aside. We'll take a scrap piece of boho blue, and I will take my punch, and we'll just punch out one of these. And then we need boho blue ink. Oh, I just stuck my fingers in it. It has been a while since I have done that. So I'm just gonna wipe my fingers on my chamois. Make sure I don't have any wet, fresh ink happening, because we don't want to transfer that. Okay. And then, of course, like any good crafter, right? I'm gonna wipe my hands on my pants just to make sure none of that ink is wet. Okay, we are good to go. So I'll take the Courage and Faith set, and I will grab the Be of Good Courage, which comes from Psalm 27:14. You can see how easy it is for your fingers to slip and to catch the side of those ink pads. So I always just try to say, just be mindful. It's not a big deal. You know, I got a little blue fingertips, but you do want to be mindful that you've done it, because I don't want to transfer any blue ink on, say, like we're going to use basic white here in a little bit, and I don't want to transfer anything over to that. So you always just kind of, especially as you're opening ink pads, if that's something that happens to you often, just beware, because you don't want any blue smudges transferring to the rest of your project. Okay, I'm also going to grab my basic white insert, and I'm actually going to add another stamp to it, but I have to add the stickers. See, I haven't even added all the stickers to this set, you guys, but I just decided on the fly that I want to add another one of these to my card. So I'm going to take this one. So we're just going to take this here out of the frame, and we'll find it on this sheet of labels. So I'll peel off my paper backings, and then this one, and now I can just stick it down on my label sheet. So let me talk this through, because I don't know if I can talk and do it at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at one end and kind of gently rock it down till it's all down. I don't like to go straight down because I tend not to line it up very well. So I usually start at one end. I make sure that I'm lining it up, and then that way as I go, I can make sure that it stays in line. And I just press it down a little bit. And then we have our labeled stamp. So let me grab another block. Block that one. And I'm going to go ahead and stick with the boho blue. And I'm going to put it here. Oh, and you know what? I'm actually going to have to grab two of these. So we're going to do this one more time, because I also need the one that faces the other direction. So the nice thing about these is there's one for kind of each direction, so you can pair them up when you're making your cards. So we'll take that off of here. Normally I go through and I label an entire stamp set when I get it, when I first start crafting with it, I should say. But I have just been trying, I still feel like I'm catching up from my trip. So that's why I haven't labeled this entire set yet. Okay. It'll get done. All right, and our other long block, and then I can ink this up and add that to the other side. Just like that. So now I will close this so we don't have any more ink mishaps. Okay, so we'll set these all aside. Bring back the base of my card. And we'll stick that right here. So I'm going to fold this over and crease it down. And then I'm going to take this one. And ultimately the goal is to have it on here. So I'm going to have a little bit of that sticking out. So you can see I need dimensionals on these corners, and then I need one right here in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the two on the corners. Now, rather than have to try to figure out where over here I need the third dimensional, I'm just going to put it right here on the flap. Because then I know that it's safely out of the way, and it is for sure not going to be peeking out behind my flap. So we'll take off the backs here. So then what I can do is I can set this on here. And I want to make sure I have some of that stamp peeking out. So I'm going to put it like that. And now I know for sure that this third one is not going to be poking out right here, causing my card to stick to itself. We definitely don't want that. So then we'll take our our punch piece, and I'll add, oh, that finishes off that sheet. So let me grab a new sheet of dimensionals. Oh, we'll just stick one on that side. So I can put this here. Oops, one of them didn't come off. There we go. So I'm going to put that in the middle. And then on my, oh, you know what? I never showed you the sample card. Well, I'll do that when I'm done. So on my sample card, you're going to see that I used the adhesive backed solid gems, which have the boho blue. But now I'm going to show you another option, which is to use the 2023 in color dots. Because boho blue is one of the new in colors, I can take these, and I love just adding them to the four corners of this punch. I think I do it just about every time I use this punch because I just think it's such a cute look. So there we go. We've got our boho blue bling to go there. So I'll show you, let me grab my samples. So my samples are using different designer series paper. So it's all from the same paper pack. But you'll see here I've got the adhesive, what did I call those? Solid gems. The solid gems here. And then this one. Now, these two I didn't stamp on the inside, so like I said, that was just a spur-of-the-moment addition for Facebook Live. But you can see these are all variations of the same paper pack. So we've got these two are the same design, and then just various other ones from this, because I just love all the various colors. This is a way to still use the full half sheet of your cardstock. But also, if you need to mass produce cards for some reason, this paper pack is awesome because it all has the boho blue and the Night of Navy. So these two, you can see I used Night of Navy for my card back. And then here we're using boho blue. So if you are a fan of blue, I highly recommend this paper pack. So, and it's on sale, so you can get it 15% off right now. So, well, that's our card for today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Vesta, I'm so glad to hear you're going to make some cards like this. So be sure to post them over in the community group so we can all see what you made. And then don't forget to come back on Friday for Fun Fold Friday. I have a really fun card planned for you. So we will see you Friday morning. Well, you'll see me in between then too. But thanks for tuning in to Coffee and a Card. Be sure to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.